up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Back in here with one more video. Thought I'd drop the old school intro for all of the OGs still with me on the channel. You understand me? Guys, listen, different video for today, but I figure you guys would want to see my particular thoughts regarding this new development. Shout out to King Riches. He has formally announced that he's leaving the Just Modern Women Things platform. So today I wanted to go through his exit statement, dissect it, try to understand what's going on. Let me also say this before we get started. I met King Riches when I traveled out to London. I think this was back in March, and I like the brother. Right? We had good conversation. We did fantastic content together. Matter of fact, I'll leave links to that content down in the description box down below if you guys care to see it. But we did a one-on-one podcast, and then we did 3 reactions, some of which I thought were absolutely hilarious. So guys, go down there and click on that after this video to go take a look. He's a very talented brother. However, King Riches has been between a rock and a literal hard place for the last several months, and it being that the owner of the network was caught and embroiled in a ridiculous scandal regarding Nick Fuentes and her thoughts regarding the embellishment of slavery, and then him being of African descent. We've seen him cover unabashedly for his employer, which he received a ridiculous amount of criticism for. He went up to bat. He went up to T for her more than what I saw from others within the network. So I'm interested to hear his comments. We'll go through it. Let me also say this as well. Out of all of the content creators that hit me up, King Riches was one of those that hit me up when my father passed. So for that, I give him utmost respect. But let's get active. Without further ado.
What's going on, people? King Riches. Hey, listen, I've got some news that I'm sure a lot of you will find interesting. I have left the Just Pearly Things network, the JPT network. I'm no longer a part of that network. I left a month ago, right? So you're watching this right now, getting this news now, but I actually left a month ago. Now, a lot of you are going to be asking, King Riches, why did you leave JPT? What happened? Just Pearly Things direction is not the same direction that I want to go in. You know, I've doubled my subscriber base, you know, a lot more views, like millions of views every month. And, you know, I've made a lot more money. Right? But it comes to a point where it works best for me, my identity, my ideas about the world, that I just do my own thing. It's actually funny because a lot of people online was talking about me being in a slave contract.
Well, hold on, before he gets into the slave contract stuff, you know what else happened about a month ago?
But I was quoting a Thomas Sowell book. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay.
Who's that?
Yeah, so Thomas Sowell is an author who talks about the history of slavery. So.
Thomas Sowell. But do you agree with that premise that slavery was embellished, or no?
I think that there are parts that are under embellished and there are parts that are over embellished. I think it just depends what we're talking about.
That's so interesting. I've got to know what
Please
was
tell
over
us
embellished about slavery.
Tell us all, please.
Just like one example, I'm dying to know.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just rather, I mean, I was talking about a book that I read, and I think to understand the context, you have to read the book.
You just said some parts were embellished, some parts were under embellished.
I just think.
Are you retracting that?
I'd really just rather not.
Okay.
He told what he's doing. You know?
Yo!
He said, cross it, bitch. Why you stuttering? He said it's over embellished. Go ahead and say what's part. Go ahead, cross it.
Yeah, no, but slavery being embellished, that's so interesting. I don't know how you embellish it.
There are certain facts that we're not allowed to talk about.
Like what? I would love to. We're doing the taboo. We're mixing it up. It's red pill, baby.
Taboo topics.
I genuinely want to know how it was embellished.
Yeah.
What can't we talk about?
So when he says he left a month ago, and then what he also says is that his identity was no longer going in the same direction of where she and the network was going, it makes complete and utter sense. I mean, it seems as though that H3 clip was the final straw that broke the camel's back. Because at that point, it's just simply indefensible where her stance is on things. And I'm sure that between his friends and his family, they're all asking him, what are you still doing? Creating content from a network that doesn't support you or components of your history to that degree. But what's interesting about King Rich's timeline of saying that he disembarked a month ago is that less than a month ago, another talent by the name of Auntie Jenny that was a part of the Just Modern Women Things platform had many interesting things to say about Pearl.
What?
No, she didn't say that. I'm just saying. She's stupid and I'm done with it.
Yeah, I think...
You know I've let go of that connection. Even if, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even care about respect for black people. She's got no respect for me. Because, like, you know, I've spoken to her. I've talked to her. She's ignored me.
Wow.
Blessing said, well, you know what? You and Blessing can go take JPT and stick it up your ass. Because Auntie Jenny's done. I ain't got no time for it.
I think a lot of...
You know who I really feel sorry for? All the black boyfriends that she's had.
The ones that she wants.
She ain't gonna get. Go harm Pearl and marry a white man. That's what I always say.
Because the standard that she wants, in terms of wealth, the guy's going to have to be pretty wealthy to match.
No, it got nothing to do with it. She can't cook. She can't cook. Cleaning, washing.
So who's going to do all of that if you ain't got no money to pay somebody?
But she's not ladylike. She don't dress properly. She can't take instructions. She can't articulate herself properly. She can't have a debate. She can't even back up her facts and her stats.
But all right, let's get back in.
Being on a plantation, you know, a Suge Knight contract, and I was stuck for 3 years and all of this nonsense. And I always told you guys that's not true. And look, the proof is in the pudding. I'm going my own way. I own everything on my channel. I've always been the owner of my channel, always been the owner of the content. And I'm leaving with everything I've accumulated. I always had this in the back of my mind that this was not going to be a forever type situation. And I always had the business savvy to know not to get locked down with anybody and have the right to leave and take everything I've built with me. And that's what I'm doing right now. Right? It's very important that you don't understand that. A lot of people didn't think I would have enough brain power to put myself in a good situation, but I did. But I always had it in the back of my mind that this situation was not forever, and I was not stuck in a 3-year contract where, you know, I was being extorted. That's not true. And now, you know, within the first year, you know, it's time for me to move on and go in my own direction. Yeah. I just want you lot to know that nothing will be changing on the channel. I'll still be doing the podcast show with the girls and all of that good stuff, as well as all the other content, more gym content, more personal content, you know, with the live streams talking and relating to the viewers and all that good stuff. So nothing's going to change, just a little bit of change of scenery. That is all, yeah? But anyway, with that being said, make sure you're still locked into this channel. I want to say I appreciate all the people that support, the viewers, the people that know me before Just Pearly Things, the people that met me through Just Pearly Things, and the people that are locking on in the future, yeah? Big up to everyone, keep supporting, and anyway, we are out of here.
I like the things that he's saying at the end, because there was a lot of rumors going around regarding why are you still tied to the platform when you're getting pennies on the dollar, you don't have access to your content, you don't have access to the clips or what have you. But he's saying that, you know, he wasn't ridiculous enough to go into that contract and do essentially a 360 deal where he had no access to the content after everything was said and done. And truth be told, we really don't know what the contract was, if a contract was even signed. Shit, from the pressure that was put on her regarding the pay, she could have changed it to allow him to keep the content, knowing what the blowback would be if he was to go public regarding his true pay or whatever access that he had to the existing content actually was. I also want to say that I respect King Rich's way to go out like this in a sense of not talking ill of or throwing up under the bus or making a hit piece, even though what we saw was him defending her, but you didn't see any defense of her defending him, even though his name was being thrown under said bus as much as what hers was. So yeah, while very respectful, I bet you any amount of money, and I haven't talked to him about this specifically, if the ish didn't happen in March, he would still be a part of the platform. But as he said, his identity does not mesh up to the direction of where the network was going, so he had to part ways. The thing is that he's talented enough to make it work for him going into the future, and he benefited from it, and she benefited from it as well. Mutually beneficial relationship that seems to have end on positive terms. But I'd argue that those amicable terms came as a result of the pressure put on from others previous. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Shout out again to King Riches. I think he's going to be good on his own. Just got to work for it. We all worked hard to get to this particular degree of numbers, analytics, influence, whatever it is that you want to say. It's not to say that he hasn't been working hard, but do it on your own. You got your work cut out for you. Good luck, my brother. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.